Hey guys, we're going to use similarity again to find the length of a missing line segment. In this case, we want to find the missing line segment AE. So to get the line segment of AE, we're looking at that whole thing over here. And in order to get that, that means we're going to have to get this little x here and then add it to the 45. And we'll know the whole length of AE. I'll say that again. To get AE, we're going to get that x and then add it to AC. And find it that way. There are other ways. There's always more than one way to do these things. So I want you to notice I've got two parallel lines here, and I've got a transversal. I don't know if you can pick that up or not. There's my two parallel lines. There's my transversal. This is going to allow me to do some identification of angles. It's going to make labeling my triangle easier. First thing I'm going to point out to you is that that angle and that angle are the same because they are vertically opposite. And you might notice that angle E over here has to be the same as angle A over here. And that's because they're alternate interior angles, right? They're on alternate sides of the transversal, but inside the parallel lines, which means that angle D, I can just call that with a dot, let's say, corresponds to angle B. Now, why is that important? Because what that's going to let me do is it's going to allow me to set up, redraw my two triangles kind of side by side. It makes for some of the calculations being a little bit easier. So there's my big triangle, and I'm going to label that one with C at the top. Now the reason I'm picking C at the top is because it shares it right over here with that C, right? This angle matches this angle right there. I'll put the A over here, and we know that angle A matches angle E, so that's my E over here. And I'll put my B over here, and we know that B matches D. And now we've got everything set up, we can fill in our numbers. So AB is 30, and ED is 12. So there's your 30 and there's your 12. And AC is 45. And EC is my X. And that's all the information I need to solve, right? I've got a matching pair, the two bases, corresponding sides here and here, and a corresponding side with my variable. I could go on. I mean, I could label BC as 40, but it doesn't really help me because I don't have a match for CD, as you can see up here. So it's a distractor number, but I got what I need. So I'm going to set up my ratio, and I'm going to go. I like to keep my x on the top of the fraction. It doesn't really matter, but I'm going to do that. So I'm going to go x is to 45. So x divided by 45 is the same as, so this proportion, this divided by this, has to be same as this divided by this. Now you could reverse it. You could go 45 divided by x is equal to 30 divided by 12. It'll still work when you do your cross multiplication. I'm going to set that up now, so that's going to be 30x is equal to, right, this times this is equal to this times this, 12 times 45. Which comes to 540, so 30x is equal to 540. And now I'll do my division. Divide that by 30 on both sides, and you get 18 for your x. Now, you want to be careful here. 18 is not the answer, right? You can see one of your distractors in your solutions is an 18. Remember what you just found, right? When we divided both sides by 30 and we got an x is 18, we got that right there. So from C to E is 18, but the question is, what's the length of AE? Well, segment AE will be equal to 45 plus 18, which is 63.